Oh, imagine if you could pull that shit on a judge.
Yeah.
I mean, just like, Judge, you've heard everyone's testimony. You're unfairly biased. You can't render judgment now. The insanity. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Legend of the Galactic Heroes, Gaiden, Season 2, Act 11. You have any thoughts about last episode you want to carry through here?
Well, we did talk a lot about military reality versus military fiction. So I don't want to rehash those thoughts. I do like the fact that the commandant. One of the things that the recurring villains on the alliance side is that they're cowards, right? We're first introduced to an admiral that is a coward. Then this superintendent, when he's confronted, he's like, oh, he's blustering, but he's really scared, right? And he really goes down while he gets punched hard too.
I mean, his option was getting shot. Or...
Yeah. But, someone else, I mean, he did have a gun, right? He could have stand the ground. It's like, oh, I'm the, in his other situation, it was like, no, I'm the one who's right, blah, blah. Somebody who had more bluster or somebody had a bigger ego would have, but this guy just like, oh, never mind, which is sensible. Gotta be shot, of course. But still, right? It's like someone else with a stiffer backbone, right? Would have tried something else, or somebody who was more conniving, or something like that, right? He's a thief apparently, but ultimately he's a coward, right? And it's also very interesting, doesn't get talked, that he was under the command of one of the 730 Mafia, but then again, millions of sailors, soldiers, but really they were sailors if there's a navy, would be under their command as well. So that doesn't say much.
We had
much
two people from our current listing that were there, other than the 730 Mafia. Barnaby Costa was there when he was 16, and apparently worshipped the guy. But Alexander Bocock was there too, and he's a Commodore now, so he even outranks Barnaby.
So, it doesn't say much about him. We'll see what I'm more intrigued of how this all shakes out, because they set up a situation where they're in the right in general, but because they lied to a superior officer, they may still get in trouble. So we'll see what happens. So I'm more curious of what's going to happen next, because I think we thoroughly covered what in the last episode, my thoughts on it anyway.
Yeah. It was Frederick Jasper that was there, right? Because if it is, he is one of the rarer of the 730 Mafia. There's an element where everybody of the 730 Mafia that achieves the rank of Fleet Admiral, like, immediately retires. Because, you get, like, the best, I'm going to use the word retirement bonus because I can't mustering out bonus. It's like the thing that comes to me from RPGs, but I don't know what it's actually called. Either way, you get the best bonuses for retirement at the highest rank. And just about every one of them musters out at Fleet Admiral, except for Frederick Jasper, who achieves Fleet Admiral status and doesn't retire for 17 years.
They're also very young as well, so.
I don't know. Frederick Jasper dies at what, 70 something?
Yeah. I mean, when they became admirals.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to backwards. He dies at 63 from a lung embolism. He retires 3 years prior to that, so he would have been 60. He retired when he was a 60-year-old Fleet Admiral, so he got that at 43. Math, please don't fail me. 53. No, 43. 43. I was right the first time. If he retired at 60 as Fleet Admiral, 17 years in the job, he'd be 43 years old when he got the Fleet Admiral status. My point is that if you check the timeline, everybody else who got Fleet Admiral retires from the military immediately. Or at least the same year. I don't know if they're like, congratulations, you're Fleet Admiral, I retire! I mean, it could be what you're waiting for. Because we do know that also retirement from Fleet Admiral is typically when you start doing politics in this world.
Yeah.
And that was what, Wallace? Wallace does that? Wallace retires at 43. Wallace serves as president of a famous private university the next year. Wallace goes into politics 4 years later in his birthplace, a place called Palace, by the way. Was it 6 years later? Nope, 3 years after that, he goes to the Capitol and becomes the National Defense Committee chair. So if you suspect one of these guys might be up to something, he's the only one who goes into politics afterwards.
And also gets kicked out because of scandal, basically.
Yep. Also, his lover dies of 5 years dies to drug overdose. Yeah, no, I have it noted. He leaves his position due to a suicide case. And that's why the video didn't get monetized, because I said the word. Well, I mean, fuck it. Who cares? Technically, all the times I say fuck it, the video's not getting monetized, but I don't care. YouTube monetization. 1, it's a joke. And 2, I'm not doing it for the YouTube monetization. I'm doing it because it's fun. Which is something you'll have a hard time understanding. I don't play RPGs because I might get a sponsorship, or I don't know what the deal is there. People who play RPGs to profession. I grew up playing RPGs because it was fun. Despite 6 years of content of looks like me not having fun on stream might appear, I was having fun. I swear. The channel's now called Stoneface Reactions for a reason. I can have fun and not look like it. Resting bitch face, I feel. Also resting bitch mouth as well. Yeah, I really don't have any further thoughts. Again, last episode was more of action piece, so kind of was the episode before it. I don't quite remember 9 as well, so... But I feel like 8 is going to be the one that leads us to...
Oh, and another thing I failed to mention, they did mention that there have been casualties. There were deaths, probably among the prisoners because of what they were using.
Oh, you're saying that all those explosions might have killed somebody?
Yeah, the thing is that we don't see it on screen, though. For what we see on screen, everybody seems to have come out alive, right? It's like, oh, okay. But in fact, there were deaths.
Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to remember a very bloody moment, and it just occurred to me that's from a different show. One we'll be watching on Tuesday. Anyway, yeah, I guess. Very odd that they didn't show us, like, deaths and stuff in this very military-centric show. But then again, that's the whole that's the whole Yang thing of not wanting people to die as the course of his career. He wants to be known as the person. He maybe not want to be known as the person who saves people, but he wants to be the one who doesn't have his heroic streak marred by heroism involved in killing people. That's why he said he was proud of his title, Hero of El Fusil, in that it wasn't I murdered the other side, it was that I saved a lot of people. But yeah, anyway, we're in the part of this arc of an arc itself, which is dealing with his current predicament more so than the overall mystery that we're still trying to figure out. I think I've cracked the case already, but I need Kristoff to weigh in with the information he has. He's already indicated he's not going to add anything until Yang gives him information, in which case another couple of episodes, because Yang has to get out of here to a place that he can get information from again, and then possibly communicate with Kristoff.
I mean, any information would be censored, so you have to physically travel there.
I mean, unless Kristoff gets swayed at some point.
Yeah.
And just tells him before he leaves.
Possibly.
Good hope. That feels like, I don't know, a snail racing a glacier.
I mean, he doesn't have any air. Well, I guess he could go back home. You could always have escaped, I guess, but
Well, no.
escape to
he
the
doesn't
city.
want to. That's the thing.
Yeah, he didn't want to, so he has all the time in the world unless he's sick or something.
He's 70-something. 71, I think. I don't know what lifespan here is in the future, but... Anyway. Any further thoughts? Alright, let's go ahead and hop on into it.
But before we get started,
Make sure that you hit the like button.
Hit that subscribe button.
Comment down below to feed that algorithm.
on top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this,
Unfiltered.
Uncensored.
And uncut.
as well as some early access stuff,
You can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
I will say, because last episode was action-packed, it felt like it moved faster, right? And they literally were moving all the time.
I
Or
mean,
move faster compared to what we've seen before.
I don't know. I felt like I was there for every minute. So, I'm not like saying that's a negative. I just remember it feeling longer than the normal things that we watch.
I mean, relatively to itself, to other episodes, it's still pretty slow.
Oh yeah, no, sure. The episode where we watched the computer read stuff to us, that was like action packed. I'm just saying that there hasn't been a moment in this, and Henry warned us. There hasn't been a moment in this where I have felt like, wow, we're done already. So at the same point, I'm not like treating it that way. Like if I'm reading a mystery thriller, I'm not like, just get on with it already. It's like the point is the mystery. It's just that Gaiden or Spiral Labyrinth is doing the Macross 7 mystery building, which is it's smattering it, but thankfully at the very least it's smattering it in like blobs. Like I can figure out where the clues are. It's not like a word here and a word there. Well, it's what I'm focused on. I'm trying to solve the mystery, and it's either he was shot by the Imperials, and it's actually what it seems to be, or, and I'm hoping I'm right, he is the son of an Imperial, and that's something that the Alliance doesn't want you to know.
惑星エコニアの奇怪な状況は当初の予定より早く2日後には終結した。通達より1日早くタナトス警備管区司令部の村井中佐が到着したのである。
He's guarded by prisoners, which is interesting.
No, those were soldiers.
No, they were dressed in prisoner
No.
outfits.
Oh, fuck, I don't know what the hell I saw. I saw brown uniforms. Well, I guess you wouldn't want, loyalists around him.
到着は明日のはずではなかったのかね、村井中佐。
予定が変わったのです。急なことではありますが、ご了承いただきたい。
何が変
So do you think he was bribing anybody with all this money he's been embezzling?
Probably.
結構だ。今回のけしからの事件に対して公正な処置を願いたい。賢明な機関であれば、エルファシルの英雄などという虚名に惑わされることもなかろうからな。
中佐、会議室を臨時のオフィスとして用意しました。いつでも結構です。
わかった。まずプレスブルグ注意。機関から事情を聞こうか。
村井中佐、このような手合いから何も聞く必要はない。やつ、彼は凶悪な秩序回覧者であって、厳罰に処する道があるのだ。
And yet he was holding a gun just fine moments ago.
なるべく広い範囲からなるべく多くの証言を得たいと思っておりますので、大佐殿。
だが彼らは自分たちを正当化するためにどのような虚偽の証言をするかもしれん。機関に誤った予断を抱かせる結果になるのではないか。
より公正な判断を下すためにその材料を。
Imagine if you could pull that shit on a judge. I mean, just like, Judge, you've heard everyone's testimony. You're unfairly biased. You can't render judgment now.
大佐は事件の当事者で審問される側だということを。では。
Okay, sit your ass back down. Like,
You'd figure the reality would be that you would just stand in his way. You wouldn't aim a literal gun at his face.
少しでも矛盾があると厳しくその点を追求した。
ヤン少佐が一部の捕虜と結託して騒乱を起こした事件の構図は明らかではないか。パトリチェフ隊は利己的な目的でこれに協力したのだろう。
ヤンの
Good
立場は危
typist.
険なものだった。
Staring you down and transcribing at the same time.
ヤンの肩書きはエルファシルの英雄からエコニアの反逆者へと変わるだろう。だが今一つ危機感の持てないヤンであった。
まあ実態と違うという意味では似たようなものか。
ヤン少佐が秘密監察官であるなどというヨタ話を考えついたのはパトリチェフ隊か。
バレバレか。そうだろうな。
of course you know.
それはそのホーベンというやつでして。
ホーベン？
その件に関しての追及は容赦がなかったが、それ以外の点では
Still love the use of classical music as the background for everything.
見たところ村井中佐は独創的ではないが処理能力には富んでいるようだし判断も正確なようだ。不愛想で口やかま
It's
しいところ
also, I think this is might be part of him recruiting his future staff.
信頼して良さそうに思えるが。
では
We've already alluded to that before when we were trying to figure out what the point of all the going over the fleet admirals of the past was. That he was trying to figure out what kind of officer he wanted to be or what kind of people he wanted to surround himself with.
状況証拠だけでは起訴はできん。
自白もしておりますし。
殺されかけた時の自白など証拠能力はない。仮に任意の自白であってもそれだけでは有罪にはできない。司法の常識だ。
We can't take his word for it.
Yeah, but remember, it was under duress.
No, he said even if it wasn't under duress, you can't just take his word for it. It's like, oh, good to know. You can just admit to do whatever.
到着したその日のうちに関係者からの聞き取りを終え、夕食の後に関係者をオフィスに集合させた。
コステア大佐、期間を公金横領の容疑で収監させていただきます。
何をバカな！ログな調査もせずに。
It's a shame in this future we don't have like recording devices or anything.
何もしていないと思われるのは心外ですな。最低限必要と認められたことは確認しております。例えば、フェザーンの某銀行に設けられた特命の口座に関する件とかね。
Also indicating that pheasant's not a people, it's a place.
Yeah.
村井中佐はエコニアに来るまでに事件の根幹を抑えてしまい。
He's a very good investigator. That's actual evidence that's admissible in court. Yeah, I mean, serious bank
Well, yeah,
account
he
you
just
shouldn't
said
have.
he's a competent
そうし
person.
た兵士たちに対する責任も問われるでしょう。タナトス警備管区にて正式の軍法会議にかけさせてい
It's
た。
also the element that he knew that before he even got here and still did all the interrogations.
I mean, he has to be thorough.
次にプレスブルク注意。理由はどうあれ。同盟軍の士官を一時不法に拘束したのは事実である。コステア大佐に乗じられた事情を勘案して1週間の独房入りを命ずる。
Still pretty harsh.
Well,
I mean, solitary confinement is, you
パ
know,
トリチェフ隊
yeah,
not.
pretty much.
Yeah,
捜査の身分について
you just don't
必
do
要
it.
な発言をしたので検責処分。ただし公式記録には残さない。処分は以上だ。
I can be officially reprimanded, but off the record. An official reprimand has to be on the record.
コステア大佐の軍法会議の際には証人として出頭すること。
は、承知しました。
付け加えると、ケーフェンヒラー大佐も処罰すべき理由が認められなかった。行動の自由が過ぎるとの意見もあったが、それは収容所の管理上の問題であって、大佐の責任を云々すべきものでもないと判断する。何か質問は？
In other words, we can't do anything about the fact he Shawshanked his way through the whole building.
以上。では、
Yeah.
解散。
お見事でした。
私は万事型通りの考えしかできない男でね。型は提供するが、柔軟に修正を施すのは他人に任せたいと思っている。
この人は結構照れ屋かもしれないな。
And not once did you try to find out that he was a guy who enjoys a joke.
尊敬や信頼に値する人物は結構いるものだ。
Not the time to do it, I suppose.
That's what we left with last episode.
少佐殿のおかげで惑星エコニアの大掃除ができました。
私は何もしていないよ。何かやったとすればケーフェンヒラー老人だ。あの老人は機関や私にとって恩人ということになるな。
Well, he also got you out of the blast zone.
高くつく恩になりそうな気がしますな。
早速挨拶に出向くか。
私はこの不景気な惑星で芸のない死に方をするつもりだ。別にバルファラのごとく正常である必要はないが。
I gotta say, if they ever make this in live action, dude's getting played by Jay Leno.
Okay.
You don't see it?
もし私に何かで
The
きる
cadence of the voice, I don't think he can pull it off.
Look at the character Jay Leno played in
命の恩人ですから。
お前さんにできることね。
the Tim Allen super right-wing show, whose name is escaping me. I actually enjoy it even though I'm not right-wing. It's just, I like Tim Allen humor.
私と違ってあの青二歳はまだまだ母親の父が恋しいらしくてな。いや、私としてもあんなけたたましい男に近くにいられては静かに昼寝もできんわい。さっさと遠くで幸福になってもらいたいものさ。
わかりました。私には権限がありませんが、村井中佐に相談してみましょう。
おや。
I mean, technically, you're the superintendent acting, so
ケーフェンヒラー大佐
just like you had that
には
authority.
少佐およびパトリチェフ大尉の危機を救っていただいた。さらには惑星エコニアにおいて行われていた不正を暴くのに少なからず貢献していただいた。それに対する感謝の意を表し、大佐の釈放をここに決定する。以上のことをお知らせします。
誰が釈放してくれと頼んだ。余計な真似をせんでほしいな。今さら帝国本土になど帰りたくもない。
帰国せねばならぬ義務はありません。大佐殿は自由の身です。
自由か。
I was gonna say, it's been over like 40 years. I don't think you even have a home.
欲求を果たすものではないのかね。欲してもいない自由を他人から押し付けられることも自由というのかね。第一、私は手に職があるわけじゃない。路頭に放り出されても食ってはいけん。収容所にいれば食べる心配
Literally the old man from Shawshank that gets free and hangs himself.
世間の荒波に放り出すつもりかね。
大佐殿の生活は軍によって保障されます。退役大佐の格で年金を差し上げることになるでしょう。我が軍組織も時には人情があるところを見せたがりましてな。
人情ね。
まあご不満もおありかとは存じますが、それはおいおい解決していくとしましょう。
いや、いろいろと珍しい光景にお目にかかれますね。
We're less than a foot away from him. He could probably still hear this.
予測もつかんことでした。
まあ、何事も偏見は禁物だってことだね。
You're not even facing away.
こうしてケーフェンヒラー大佐は40年以上にわたって住み着いた惑星エコニアを離れることになった。
ああ、その本はその箱には入れんでくれ。
はいはい。
喉が渇いたな。その玉が済んだら茶を入れてくれんか。
That work for you?
ヤンはケーフェンヒラーがこの惑星にいる間に確認
You're free. You're not my boss.
実務的な問題を村井に任せきって。
I think because he feels that he owes him because he saved his life, so he's doing him a favor.
ケーフェンヒラーの部屋に入り浸っていた。
No, I'm talking about the whole get me a tea after this. I'm thirsty. It's different than helping him pack.
ところで、ケイという人も変わっているな。私はこの収容所で15人ほどの3時間に会ってきたが、ケイが一番私の興味を引く。今までの連中は可もなく不可もないというだけだった。
まだお会いして間もありませんが、それでもですか。
一度会えば十分だ。無論私はケイのことが全て分かったなどとうぬぼれるつもりはないが、ただ興味を抱くに足る人物らしいと、そう評価しているだけでな。
I mean, now that technically he's free, he could wander in at any point in the story with that information.
それはよかった。では、私のことから聞いてもらおう。
Or never mind, right now, like I said.
私は内務省の管理として平凡な一生を送るつもりだった。特に専門が地方行政だったからな。辺境の惑星の知事職を転々として一生を終えても悔いることはなかった。それが変わったのは48年前、妻を失ってからだ。
お亡くなりになったのですか？
違う、性別だ。だが離婚したのでもない。私と妻の
She married this asshole called Bruce Ashby, I believe his name was.
それでも私は夫として妻を愛し、誠実を尽くしていたつもりだった。だがその妻が結婚のわずか1年後、離婚を申し出てきたのだった。
私は自分の正しい運命を見出しました。
妻には愛人ができていたのだ。相手は伯爵家の次男坊で、貴族出身の建築家として名前の売れ始めていた青年だった。
あなたと結婚したのは間違いでした。
お互いに正しい運命を歩もう。悪あがきをしてもみっともないだけだ。
Someone's looking to get slapped in the face with a white glove. That's all I'm saying.
身勝手な人。
妻は私を罵り、愛人のもとへ走った。愛人の兄である伯爵家の当主は、最初私を懐柔すべく、多額の慰謝料を送りつけました。
That sentence ended differently than I thought it was.
受け取りを拒否すると、一転して内務省に手を回して、私を辺境に左遷しようとした。最初から辺境回りを覚悟していた私は屈しなかったが、愛人と同棲した妻が出産したと聞いて、気がくじけてしまった。
Like the digital age, man. Stop watching.
私は若かった。そこで私は死ぬつもりで軍隊に入った。だが捕虜になってみて、私の熱病は冷めてしまった。死んだら彼らを喜ばせるだけだということに気づいたのだ。私が生きていれば、それだけで彼らの災いに。
Wow. Okay. Like screw you. I'm not gonna die because you need a divorce.
They had a kid. I don't think it matters.
Well, it matters for title and the kid probably be a bastard.
I don't know what title they'd be getting, because technically he's still the patriarch of that position, and she's
but as not his
other
wife.
Architect.
Yeah, but the other guy also has a title as well, and couldn't get it.
Well, it doesn't even matter, because they tried to like push him down the ranks, which means that they could replace whatever position he was in. The other dude could have authority of the place that he was administrating.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have a authority over titles, and the title itself is what they are counting on.
Assumedly, he also is a prisoner of war, and they could just consider him MIA, abdicating the title. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It's been 48 years. Siegmeister, please. God damn it. Be a little bit more proactive. Why are you blushing that hard? Did my vision go, or was he blushing like crazy?
Oh, he was blushing.
ただ知りたいだけなんです。無記名の手紙とか、それに伴う調査命令とかは、私にとってきっかけであったに過ぎないんです。どう言ったらいいのかな。他人は私がとんだ感触に回されたと思っているかもしれませんが、私自身はかえってありがたいくらいでした。
それで？
ブルース・アッシュビー提督の謀殺事件。ジークマイスター提督の
Said no reaction to him on the first one.
ミヒャールゼン提督の暗殺事件。帝国と同盟にまたがるこれらの事件が一本の糸に貫かれているとしたら、その糸は諜報工作という異名を持っているのではありませんか、大佐殿。
The worst case scenario for me in all this is that we don't get an answer by episode 14. And we have to go into the other guy's backstory to find it out.
アシュビーの存在は同盟政府にとって危険だと思い込ませる。その結果、十分にあり得ることではないか。
私はもう老いぼれてしまって自分が何を言ったかよく覚えておらんが、仮に私が何か言ったからといって私が心からそれを信じていると思い込むのは危険ではないかね。
確かにそうですね。この老人はそう簡単に回答を教える気はないらしいな。
Great.
自力で正解にたどり着いて感心させてやろうか。
さて、一服したところで荷造りを続けようかな。
はいはい。だがそんなに時間はない。この荷造りが終わるまでか。
ですが、本当に
Really thought I was about to get answers.
が暴殺されたと。
Oh, we still have a couple episodes to go.
No, I mean now. I thought on Siegmeister at the very least.
48対52ぐらいで義の方が強い。
Well, a hint that it was Imperial intelligence that was behind this.
Cool. Already thought that.
But how?
状
Is the
況証
question.
拠は集まるかもしれないけど、
I would.
同じ数だけ
I
話を
don't
回す。
care. I just want a little bit of information that says I'm on the right track.
ブルース・アッシュビーが神聖な人格者でなかったからといって、
I'm not even getting confirmation that my theory is right. That's what I'm at a loss for.
若くして世に業績を残すような人
But
物
it doesn't
が
have to be.
円満な人間でいられるはずもない。
Doesn't have to be what?
リンパオ元帥と
Correct.
ユースフト
I
マ
know.
ロ元帥も
I'm saying anything, one way or the other.
しかしなんですな、世の中には性格が悪いだけで何の脳もないという人間が多いんですから、その一方が傑出しているだけで立派なものだとも言えますな。
まあ一般論としてはその通りだがね、アッシュビーが性格が悪かったと決めつけるのは気の毒なような気がする。どんな人格者だって万人から好かれるというわけにはいかない。
それもそうですな。
ヤン少佐殿、惑星ハイネセンの統合作戦本部から超高速通信が
Your
入っております。
report back to duty at your workstation.
アレックス・キャゼルヌという人からです。
Can't beat me if the game's not on.
中佐。
Yeah. He was losing.
人生退屈せずにいられるのは幸運だと思っていますよ。
責めんでくれてありがたいと思うよ。
まあキャゼルヌ中佐ほどの人でも手違いはあるってことだろう。
まずニュースだ。アルフレッド・ローザス提督が今年の12月1日付で元帥に昇進することが正式に
Ah, who would have guessed?
そうですか。ローザス提督は業績といい人格といい元帥の地位にふさわしい人物だった。
もう一つ決定したことがある。お前さんの召喚だ。
は？
帰ってこいよ、ハイネ戦へ。俺の結婚式に間に合うようにな。土佐回りも差し当たって中断だ。
やはりキャゼルヌ中佐は敏腕だな。私がとんでもない事件に巻き込まれたのを逆手に取って
Like they haven't introduced a romance subplot for Alex at all. Like who the hell is this?
こうしてヤン・ウェンリー少佐は惑星エコニアの捕虜収容所の任を離れる。誰にも本人が明けているが在任わずか2週間である。タイの在任期間に比べれば長いが、これは比較する方がおかしい。要するに、エコニアの歴史においてもヤンは最短在任記録を更新したのであった。
Man, all I wanted was confirmation of my theory one way or the other. Like you're saying it doesn't have to be right. Like, yeah, no, it certainly doesn't. I would accept information that says I'm not right too. I just want something. Because all I got are theories. Like, my theories typically develop as a result of information that I'm given. I'm not getting any information that says anything. I know I started with the difference between Macross 7 and this is that Macross, like, flecked information at you, and this one's, like, dropping globs, but the globs aren't connecting. Like, the flecks I can paint the dots with.
I can see that if it is this is an Imperial intelligence operation, then there's no need for Ashby to have be the child of the other admiral.
They said
Instead-
that it could have been tied to Imperial intelligence sort of thing. That could just mean that Siegmeister may have been, like, defecting for some other nefarious reason or something. It doesn't say that the whole thing was, like, a Imperial intelligence operation. Any aspect, the assassination could have been Imperial intelligence. Like, oh, we just figured out what Siegmeister went after he defected. Turns out he became X-person in the Alliance, and he had a son who he called Bruce Ashby. And he might have told that son some stuff. We better kill him.
Yeah, but it comes to a point where intelligence just becomes useless. Because if military is time sensitive. Like, oh, I told you about this person who was in this position. Okay, that person now is 3 positions higher. Yeah.
エコニアを離れることになったヤン、パトリチェフ、ケーフェンヒラー。
Oh, dude's coming. Oh, they're all
ケーフ
coming.
ェンヒラーが語った43年前の体験とは。そして事態は思いがけぬ展開を迎える。次回銀河英雄伝説外伝スパイラルラビリンス第12話過去からの意図。人は歴史を作り出し。
What a useless thing to end on. You can do that for every episode. And then Yang went to Econia, but then the situation took an unexpected turn. What a
That's what we're here for.
Stupid sentence.
Yeah, that's what we're here for the unexpected turns.
So we're gonna get the episode 6 from the other side, I guess. That's what they kind of looked like they were showing us. I mean, I don't know. Maybe Siegmeister was still communicating with the Imperials, and that's what Michelson is, and that's why Michelson had to die.
Double agent,
or no, just the old community. Well, I don't know. Just
I mean, that would literally be a double agent, right?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I'm not saying that he is or isn't. I'm just saying that there might be other alternative motives. You know, the unreliable narrator can exist in the world as well. But, you know, passing information back and forth might have been why Ashby was so good at what he was doing. And that's why one of them gets assassinated. Like I said, there's so much information that has nothing to do, or seemingly nothing to do with anything, that these globs of information drops are less useful to me than the Macross 7 flex. I figured out everything in Macross 7 with flecks of information because they were individual, but they painted a picture of connected dots. These globs are just like dropping 2 bits of jelly onto a table and then dragging your finger through. The line makes for a second when you're like, oh, maybe it's this, and then the line vanishes as they just like evaporate into the air. Nothing sticks for me here. I got nothing.
That's a very interesting and useful analogy. I like it. Very colorful, too.
Well, it depends on the jelly. I imagine
clear.
grape.
That's pretty colorful.
It's purple.
There's clear yellow, too, but...
Well, I said jelly, not jello.
Oh.
The kind you would spread on, like, peanut butter jelly sandwich, that kind of thing.
Yeah. I thought yellow because it would evaporate.
Some people might hear that and understand jam, but whatever you like, you know?
Yeah.
Well, because jello wouldn't spread that way. Jelly is more of a goop, right? Whereas a jello tends to keep whatever shape you put the container, or put it into container-wise. You know, it's like water in a plasma form.
Yeah, get it.
But yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I'm engaged with the mystery, and then we follow Yang into bits of his life story, because that's actually why we're watching it in this order, because it's his chronology, right? It's following him through the points of his life as from the earliest to the oldest. So it makes sense, but the overarching story so far, the very first thing we got hit with is, here's a mystery to solve. And I don't care about Gang anymore. I want to solve this mystery. And Gang keeps spending time on pointless shit. And you're like, I don't know, this whole prison thing doesn't seem pointless to the people there. It's like, no, you're right. It's not pointless, but it's pointless to the mystery. Imagine if the Sherlock Holmes novel, he kept going to the bar and having a conversation about this guy who's beating his wife. It's like, yeah, I really hope that guy stops beating his wife, but at the same time, there's a murder to solve.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just on the edge. The next episode doesn't give me a new clue. I don't know what I'm going to do.
The episode 8.
Next episode is episode 12. 2 episodes from the end of Spiral Labyrinth. And as I said, worst case scenario for me at this point is that we finish Spiral Labyrinth and the answer isn't given to us because we go to the next guy, right? We go to the next guy and his is like, man, I have to investigate the Imperial intelligence because of this thing dealing with Siegmeister. And it's like, God damn it. It's going to be like a whole fucking season of back and forth. Just want to figure it out. Listen, this is where I am on when it came to like 7, right? I'm just like taking the clues. It's like, okay, spiritual. What does spiritual mean? Okay, they're doing this and that. Maybe they eat it. Oh, they do consume it. I was right about that. Okay, it's something. Little bits across a wide spectrum. This is a lot at once with no connective tissue. One might say it's like putting jam on a tape. I'm just saying, man. I don't know where to go from here. Do you have any thoughts before we wrap up?
Not at this moment.
All right. Well, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?